Okay, so let's get started seated. As always, you can sit up on a prop, especially if you're sitting cross-legged and your knees are really high up off the floor. Otherwise, just find any comfortable seat. Take a moment to rock forwards and backwards. You can even use your hands underneath your thighs to move the flesh of your thighs off to the side and behind you so you can really feel the sitting bones underneath you pressing down evenly into the floor. See if you can even out both sides, even though we're a little bit asymmetrical because of the legs crossed. See if you can find some symmetry between the right and left side. Palms down for a more grounding gesture, palms up for a more receptive gesture. When you're ready, close the eyes and lift the crown of the head, the top of the head, up towards the ceiling. Imagine you could stretch the spine from the crown all the way to the hips, injecting some space between each vertebra. And with the eyes closed, imagine you could soften the eyes backwards into the skull, like they get heavy and sink back. Begin to notice your breath, the texture of the breath, the temperature. And slowly, slowly, like the waves coming onto the shore, begin to deepen the breath. So let each subsequent breath be a little bit slower, a little bit more full. And every breath is a little bit different. So notice maybe like a sort of like a record skipping. Maybe you notice there's a little bit of a hiccup in the breath. Sometimes if I'm really quiet and really subtle with my breath, I feel like my heartbeat sometimes gets in the way of the slow, steady breath. We'll take 3 breaths together. So let your exhale be deep and complete. And then inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, sigh. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. And exhale, let it go. Let the lips gently touch. Breathe in and out through the nose. And when you're ready, blink the eyes open a few times. Okay, let's start by clasping the hands and rolling out the wrists. And make sure you move in both directions a few times. And then a little bit different today, I'm gonna bring the hands to the top of the head and then flip the palms up so that the fingers, backs of the hands are touching the top of the head. Try to move the pinkies down and the thumbs up, widen the elbows, and then inhale to lift the hands up. See if you can straighten the arms a little bit more. If you can straighten the arms, lock the elbows, reach the hands up, almost like you're trying to lift the whole rib cage up out of the hips. Inhale to look up. Exhale, chin down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin down. One more time, try to keep the elbows locked. And then inhale back to center and slowly release your fingers and draw a big circle with your hands slowly out towards the sides. Let the fingertips just barely touch the floor, whatever that looks like. And then lower the right ear towards the right shoulder. It doesn't have to go very far. It's still pretty early. Roll the chin down towards the chest and then let the left ear come towards the left shoulder. You can move with the breath, moving side to side. Keep reaching through the fingers. As we do this, we're not really stretching much musculature here. There's like a nerve stretch that happens in the arms, almost all the way to the fingertips. So be gentle. The nerves are not as pliable and flexible as the muscles. So don't push through any pain. Just notice where that edge is and see if you can breathe there. Take 1 or 2 more rounds. And then the next time your left ear comes to your left shoulder, roll the chin down towards the chest, and then lift the chin back to center. You can release your hands and switch the cross of your legs. Let's do some twists. Inhale to reach the arms up. And then right arm crosses to the left. Bring the left hand behind you and twist. Now what happens in the shoulders is we usually round forwards. So can the heart come through the chest and can you move the shoulders back, lifting the chest, lifting the sternum towards the chin. You can either keep your chin in line with the sternum to keep the neck happy and steady, or you can look over your right shoulder for the full twist. You could also look over your left shoulder. For this last 2 breaths, inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, maybe you twist a little bit more. You can use the arms to help. And when you're ready, inhale to look forwards and exhale to unwind the chest. Okay, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left arm crosses, right hand behind you. And that left hand can be anywhere on the leg. See if you can move the shoulders back as the heart moves forwards through the chest. Keep the sitting bones heavy and even on the floor. And then pick where you want your head to look. You could either look straight in line with the sternum. You could look over the right shoulder. You could look over the left shoulder. Widen the collarbones. Slow the breath. And it always happens as I give all these different cues that we forget the one right before or the 2 right before sometimes. So continue to recycle those cues. Sitting bones even, collarbones wide. In these last 2 breaths, inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, maybe you twist a little bit more. You can use the arms. When you're ready, inhale, look forward, and exhale, unwind. We'll do a forward fold. So don't push it. You can just walk the hands forwards on the floor. If you're feeling pretty pliable, flexible today, maybe you bring the elbows down. It's okay to round the back here. Take a slow breath in between the shoulder blades. Slow breath out. And then use the hands to walk yourself back up to a seat and unwind your legs. Meet me in a tabletop, hands and knees. We'll go through a few rounds of cat-cow. So you're welcome to drop in whenever you're ready or take it slow. Fingers spread wide. Inhale to arch through the spine and exhale to round. There's always little things that you could add here. Maybe you like to move the hips side to side or draw little circles. You could always tuck the toes and point the toes. switching off between inhales and exhales. As always, pad the knees if your knees are a little sensitive today. Then after your next exhale, come back to a neutral spine. Press the left hand down and inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle, bring the right arm underneath and come all the way down to the floor. Let the right ear come close to the floor and press the back of the right arm down into the floor gently. Now you can stay here with the left hand in front of the nose, or you can crawl the left fingers forwards towards the top of the mat, peeking underneath your arm. You could even tuck the left toes, moving that left hip back. Start to reach the left toes long on the mat behind you, straightening the leg. And if you're still feeling okay, maybe you float the left leg off the floor and balance. Maybe one of those steps was a little too far for you. You can always come one step back. If the leg is lifted, lower it, bring the foot down, bring the knee down, bring the left hand in front of the nose. Exhale here. Then inhale, press into the hand, reach the right arm up and open. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Other side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, close the twist, bring the left arm down to the floor, left hand presses gently. Notice the difference between the sides here. Can you relax the head and neck? Can you release the jaw completely? Maybe you crawl the right fingertips forwards. If you do that, sometimes I like to be on fingertips there so I can really lift the bicep up. Maybe you tuck the right toes and start to stretch the right toes back. Keep the right hip moving back. Maybe you float the right leg off the floor, any amount. Slow your breath, relax the head and neck. Bring the foot down, bring the knee down, bring the hand in front of the nose, exhale. Then inhale, lift the left arm up and open. And exhale, bring the hand down. Child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, sit the hips back, and come down either onto the elbows, letting the head and neck hang, or come all the way down, bringing the forehead to the floor. And for this one, reach the arms forwards, and every so often, continue to reach the arms forwards a little bit more. Let the belly relax. Reaching the arms forwards a little bit more. Take one more breath. And then come back up to a table. We're going to do a rabbit pose, which I don't teach very often. So if you don't remember, take a look. You're going to bring the crown of your head to the floor and the hands behind the back, right at the low back. If you can clasp the hands, great. If not, just bring the hands to the back. If this is too much pressure on your head so far, you can keep the hands on the floor and press into the hands so that there's less pressure in the head. If you're still feeling okay, you're going to try to reach the arms away from the feet, staying on the crown of the head. We're going to stay for a breath. Take a slow breath here. And then slowly bring the hands down and use the hands to help the head back up. Now keep the knees right in line with the hips and the hips right over the knees. Walk the hands forward so you're in puppy dog pose, opening the chest. Maybe again, the forehead is on the floor. Reach the hips back, press the hands down. Slow breath. And when you're ready, shift forwards to Sphinx pose. So bring the hips down. You can use a blanket under the hips if you're feeling a little, if the hip bones are sensitive on the floor, but keep the elbows right underneath the shoulders and the hands pointing straight forwards. First, bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet side to side a few times. And then stretch the legs long. You can stay here and practice breathing, or you can tuck the toes and find forearm plank. Lift the hips up off the floor. Try to find that straight line from the shoulders to the heels. And then we're gonna inhale here, looking forwards between the hands. Exhale, hover the left hip off the floor. Inhale back up. Exhale, lower the right hip to the floor and inhale back up. You can do this with the knees down as well. Keep moving with your breath. Just 20 more minutes. The next time you lower the right hip down, inhale back to center and lower the hips, Sphinx pose. Relax the belly, widen the collarbones, and imagine you could pull the hands backwards. They're not actually going to move, but they're going to traction backwards, so you can pull the spine forwards through the chest. Okay, this time keep the knees down, but come back to side plank. So you're in side plank on the knees. Keep the left elbow where it is, but swivel the left hand towards the right hand, and then roll onto the left knee, stacking the knees so you can bring the right hand to the hip, and now we're in side plank. Maybe reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, press into the elbow, reach the top arm up, maybe look up towards the top hand. As you exhale, bring the hand down, come back to that Sphinx slash plank position. You can lower the hips down if you need a break. Eventually, you'll come back to your knees and take the other side, keeping the right elbow where it is, swivel the right hand towards the left hand, roll onto the outer right knee as you bring the left hand to the hip, side plank. Side forearm plank on the knees. Maybe reach the left arm up, straight up towards the ceiling, press the right elbow down, reach the left arm up, let the left arm do some work. Maybe look up towards the top hand. And as you exhale, bring the hand down, Sphinx pose. Come all the way down onto your belly. And you can stack the hands and bring one ear down onto the hands. You can bring the forehead down onto the hands. It might feel good to bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet here. Take what feels good. And if you have one ear down, make sure you switch to the other side too. We're going to move on. When you're ready, downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. We're not going to hold for very long. I learned a new trick recently because my hands have been slipping on my old mat. So you can hold the outside edges of the mat so that you have a better grip. If your hands start to slip, you can hold onto the mat like that. Press into the hands. The backs of the legs might be feeling a little tight. You can bend and straighten one leg at a time. Stretching out the backs of the legs, the calves. And for your last breath, be still. Reach through the arms, reach through the legs. And then bring the hands and the feet together, forward fold. Hold opposite elbows if that feels good. Hang here. Switch the cross of the arms. Hands to the hips. Inhale, lift yourself up. Tadasana. Okay, let's do sun salutations. I'll offer options, but you're welcome to take them at your own pace in any sort of shape. Tadasana, big toes touch, heels slightly apart, weight in the heels so that you can lift the kneecaps, spread the collarbones, reach the arms down, lift the crown of the head up, grow tall. Slow breath in. Exhale, no expectations. Then inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Try to keep the legs strong. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, step the left foot back. You can bring the knees down, look forwards in your plank, and exhale, lower onto your belly. Inhale, back bend, maybe baby cobra, keeping the low ribs down. Exhale to lower, and meet me in either down dog or child's pose. You can meet me in puppy dog pose like we did at the beginning, keeping the hips lifted. Widen the collarbones. Breathe between the shoulder blades. One more slow breath. And then inhale, look forward wherever you are. Bend the knees if they're not already. Exhale, bring the feet to the hands, forward fold. Head and neck heavy. As you inhale, halfway lift, looking forwards. Exhale, fold, looking down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot back, right foot back, be in plank. Again, you can lower down onto the knees, maybe not. Look forwards, inhale. Exhale, lower onto your belly. Maybe you take a bigger back bend this time. Inhale, maybe you straighten the arms. The hips could be down, but be gentle. As you exhale, either downward facing dog or child's pose or anything in between. Again, if you've got slippage with your hands, you can hold the outside edges of the mat. Take one more breath. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, prepare. Look forwards. Exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. Exhale, lower the arms, Tadasana. Weight back in the heels, widen the collarbones, reach the arms down. Inhale, lift up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, long spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Maybe you float both feet back at the same time. Whee! Look forwards. Exhale, lower. Maybe you lower halfway. Inhale, take a back bend. Maybe you're in upward facing dog, legs straight off the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog, or again, anything else where your head is under your hips. Actively flex the feet in downward facing dog. Press the inner hand down. Lift the hips back behind you like someone's pushing your hips towards your heels. Relax the head and neck, relax the eyes back. One more breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Rise up, reach up, look up, strong legs. Exhale, lower the arms, Tadasana. Okay, bring the feet under the hips, so a little bit wider than Tadasana. We're gonna have a couple options here. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. See if you can reach for your big toes. If you can't quite reach them, you could bend the knees enough so that you can reach them or get closer. And then as you inhale, look forward, straighten the arms. As you exhale, forward fold. Now you can bend the elbows out towards the sides to help you fold. Imagine you could pull the elbows down towards the floor so that the arms are doing some work. The belly is soft. The legs are lifting up. Again, it's okay to have the knees bent here. You're working on making them a little bit straighter by lifting the hips up rather than trying to jam the knees back. Think about lifting the hips up and pressing the heels down. Option to stay here. Otherwise, unclasp your fingers, bring the hands behind the back, and bring the awkward thumb on top. Inhale. And then exhale, maybe the arms move away from the low back as you take this Uttanasana with C version of the arms. We call it C version because, or version C, because of Prasarita Paschimottanasana, where the legs are wide, and version C is where we do this with the arms. So this is why I call them C arms. Let the head and neck relax. Bonus points if you can keep the wrists together. Slow breath. Wherever you are, slowly bring the hands back to the hips. Elbows up towards the ceiling, widen the collarbones, and inhale to lift yourself all the way up to stand. Okay. Okay, from the top of the mat, yeah, I forgot about this part. From the top of the mat, we're going to do a little balance like we did last week. Thumbs to the sternum for now. Press the hands together so you've got some energy going through the arms. Lean onto your left foot, lift the kneecap so the quad's strong, really press the foot down, grow roots into the floor, and then inhale slowly, getting light on the right heel, light on the right toes. Let the right knee lift up like it's got a bunch of helium balloons on it. Lift the sternum up into the thumbs. As you exhale, slowly step that right foot back so you're in a lunge, and then bring the back knee down. Okay, now we've got our thumbs on our sternum. Can you bring the elbows together in front of the chest? So it's kind of like we're in eagle arms, but we're not actually going to cross. We're going to keep the elbows together and the palms together. Sink the left knee a little bit further forwards and inhale to lift the elbows up. Then exhale, bring the elbows towards that left knee. Inhale, lift the elbows up, leaning back. Exhale, elbows to the knee. One more time. Come back to center when you're ready. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, take a twist. Okay, so our arms are in this T shape. What wants to happen is that left hip wants to go towards the front. So can you pull the left hip back towards the left hand? Now bring the left hand down towards the left leg and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, maybe even behind you. You could look up, inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands forwards, bring the right hand down and the left arm up. Now you could stay here, or you could take that left hand, thumbs up, thumbs down, behind the back. See if you can bring it towards the right hip. Widen the collarbones. Maybe look up, leaning the head back slightly. Press the feet down, take one more breath. And then hands frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Big step to the front of the mat. Take a couple steps if you need to. Forward fold. Sides will be different. Notice the difference between the sides. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale all the way up to stand. Okay, no expectations. Thumbs to the sternum. Press the hands together. Get heavy on the right leg. Lift the kneecap. Press the heel down. Growing roots down into the floor. Get light on the left heel. Light on the left toes. Let the balloons lift the knee up. Keep the weight back in the heel. Take a breath, lifting the chest. As you exhale, slowly step the foot back and bring the back knee down. With the thumbs at the sternum, you can always stay here. Should have mentioned that on the last slide. Otherwise, elbows together in front of you. That might be a lot of work already, especially if you've got big shoulders or if you've got lots of muscles in the arms working here. Bend a little bit more into that front knee. Inhale to lift the elbows. And exhale, elbows to the knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. 3 times total. One more time here. Inhale back to center. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Use the arms to help you lift. As you exhale, we're twisting. Right arm back, left arm forwards. Keep the arms in a T. Pull the right hip back towards the right hand. Bring the right hand down behind you. It could be on the back leg. Lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Sink a little bit lower into the bend of the front knee. Maybe you look up, testing your balance, leaning the head back. As you exhale, windmill the arms, bringing the left hand down and the right arm up towards the ceiling. Now you can stay here or right hand, thumbs up, thumbs down, behind the back. Lean the head back slightly. Breathe. Hands frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Meeting at the front of the mat, forward fold. Take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Relax the head and neck down. Take a breath. Hands to the hips. Inhale, lift yourself up. And now keep the left foot, actually we're going to keep the right foot forwards and step the left foot back. You want kind of warrior 1 feet. So you don't want your feet to be on tight rope. You want your right foot to be a little to the right and your left foot to be a little to the left. But you want the feet, the right toes facing straight up towards the north side of your mat and the left toes turned in slightly. And then you want to try to square your hips towards the front of the mat. We're doing pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. The trick is that the left knee is going to want to bend. So keep pressing into the outer arch of the back foot as you pull the right hip back and the left hip forwards. Try to do both at once. Press into the big toe ball mound of the right foot. There are a couple arm variations here. We're going to try this first one together. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, tip forwards, and then bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Now you can have your hands on blocks. You can be touching the wall. If you're really close to a wall, this can be really nice. But see if you can keep the legs strong. When the legs are straight, we can really dump into the legs because the bones are stacked, and so we can just sort of let the bones carry us. Try not to do that. Squeeze the muscles to the bones. Spread the backs of the thighs. And see if you can try to keep as much of a concave spine as possible. So like an arch in the spine, like a back bend. Now, if you're feeling steady on your feet, maybe bring the hands behind the back and clasp hands. Maybe you come to reverse prayer at the back. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. We can do it later. Wherever you are, widen the collarbones. Try to keep that back bend. Aim your chin towards the big toe. Slow breath, lift the kneecaps, strong legs. As you inhale, slowly lift yourself all the way up to stand. And we're going to take the other side. So step the left foot up. Step the right foot back. Now again, if you're feeling a little unsteady on that side, I suggest being close to a wall like I am, because when you bend forward, you can put your hands on the wall. Makes it really nice. Okay, so your feet are not on a tightrope, they're on skis. Your right leg is really straight. Press that right outer arch down into the floor as you pull the right hip forward, left hip back. So keep the legs straight, reaching the heels down, reaching the toes down. Lift the kneecaps, strong legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, tip forwards. Again, maybe you're using a wall, maybe your hands are on blocks, maybe your hands are on the floor on fingertips. Straighten the back leg. Lift the kneecaps, squeeze the muscles to the bones. Keep that concave spine. We're going to be here for a little bit. Keep pressing into the inner arch of the front foot, the outer arch of the back foot. Move the right hip forward, the left hip back. If you are comfortable, bring the hands behind the back, awkward thumb on top. Widen the collarbones. Maybe you're in reverse prayer. Aim your chin for your big toe. Lift the kneecaps, spread the backs of the thighs. As you inhale, lift yourself up to stand. Big step to the front of the mat. Tadasana. Okay, shake out the knees a little bit. Time flies. Let's do our final vinyasa. So from the top of the mat, let this be whatever you need it to be today, no expectations. Tadasana. Press the heels, grow tall, reach through the arms, mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, dive forward, long spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, vinyasa. Plant the hands, step or float back, plank. Lower down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, inversion. Downward facing dog. It's our last down dog. Feel free to make it your own, to try something new, to skip it completely. Reach the heels, lift the hips, press into the hands, head and neck heavy. Eventually, come onto your knees. You can always stay longer. Once you're on your knees, it will be nice to have props, like a pillow to sit on, or a block to sit on, or a rolled up blanket to sit on. We're going to take Upavishta Konasana, wide legs. So if you're sitting up on something, make sure you're even. Spread out the backs of the thighs, and eventually, one at a time, spread the legs wide. Now, they're not going to go that wide. We haven't done a lot of this type of work today, but you can sort of move your hips forwards or move them back. See what it feels like to be balanced in the center of the heel so that you're not on the outer heel where the toes are opening up, and you're not on the inner heel where the big toes are coming down. The toes are lengthening straight up towards the ceiling. And then lift the kneecaps so the quads are strong. Bring the hands behind you and press down so you can help yourself lift the chest. Imagine you could press the low back, the flat part of the low back, forwards. Again, center the heels, lift the kneecaps. The only way to make this pose easier is to make it harder. So bring the right hand inside the right knee, inside the thigh, the leg, wherever you can reach. It could be on fingertips here. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling and turn to face that left foot. Then you're going to lean over the long leg. So now you're coming down, trying to be inside the right leg. Left arm either straight up towards the ceiling or in line with the ear. In the next life, you will be holding on to your right foot right now. Turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Maybe you look up towards the top hand. Again, use that top arm to help you reach, but don't let it be rigid and hard. Slowly lift the left arm up and out as you lift yourself back up to center. Okay, sides are different. Lift the kneecaps, center the heels, lift the chest. Left arm inside the leg. This is our Parshva variation. This means sideways. Parshva means side. Right arm out towards the side, up towards the ceiling. Turn towards that right foot as you lean yourself over the left leg. So you're trying to bring the left side of the rib cage down towards the left thigh. Again, in the next life you're doing it and it looks beautiful, but we have to practice in this one. Widen the collarbones. Lift the kneecaps. Don't let the legs fall asleep. Maybe you're looking up to counter the looking down and the closing in that we do when it's cold out, although today it's beautiful out. As you inhale, lift through the right arm and let it help you lift the chest. Okay, one more thing while we're here. I know the legs are getting tired, but maybe you have some more space to widen the legs, to move the hips slightly forwards. We're gonna fold. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, bring the hands down, and then tip yourself forwards, any amount. The hips are a funny place because it's a ball and socket joint, depending on how your hips and your femurs look inside your bones. This could be really challenging for you. And it's not just about flexibility, it's about the position and the shape of your bones. So just be honest about what this looks like and feels like for you today without any expectation of what it should look like or feel like. Everyone is different. If you can have your elbows down, bring your elbows down. If not, don't worry about it. Keep the kneecaps lifted up. Again, when the legs are straight, it's easy to forget about the strength of the legs. One more breath. Use the hands to help yourself up. And then from the inner knee, use the hand to bend the knee and come to Baddha Konasana, one leg at a time. So we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and the knees wide. So much better. Press the inner feet together. Hold on to the ankles or the shins, wherever you can reach on the legs. And again, can you imagine that flat bone at the low back, the sacrum, moving forwards towards the feet? Lift the chest, widen the collarbones. And as you press the feet, move gently from the inner thigh, the hips open. So move the knees out towards the sides, almost like they're trying to roll down towards the floor. As you do that, for some of us, the inner foot will start to open like a book. You can do that. That's one variation. It can be harder, not harder, but more challenging, more interesting to try to keep the feet pressed perfectly together and still lower the knees down. Okay, last breath. Then use the hands outside the knees to bring the knees together, plant the feet on the floor, and press the knees together using your hands. Take one breath here. When you're ready, you can move your props out of the way and lower onto your back. I took some notes and now I don't remember what I was thinking. Once you get onto your back, plant the feet on the floor, knees up towards the ceiling. Cross the right ankle over the left knee and flex the foot. So you're in a figure 4 shape. You can stay here, pressing the right knee away from the face, pressing the right hip away from the face, or you could lift the left foot and pull the legs in a little closer, either holding on with the left hand, with the hands behind the left leg, in front of the left shin, whatever feels interesting. Keep the right foot flexed to protect the knee, but you can release the left foot. And here, really start to release the face now. Relax the shoulders. If you lifted the left foot, slowly bring the left foot back down and then fully cross the leg on top. So the right knee is on top of the left knee now. So now you've really crossed the legs, the thighs are crossing. Now can you pull the knees into the chest a little bit more? If you've recently eaten, don't do it too much because we're sort of smushing, compressing the organs here. But if you have not eaten yet today, you can compress the legs into the chest. You might even, with your left hand, hold your right foot, since it's off to the right, to the left right now. You could even try to reach for the left foot with the right hand. So now you're holding opposite feet in the hands. The arms are wide. You could flex the feet and sort of move the feet towards the shoulder side. So you have more of a 90-degree bend in the knee. This is nice to do after we do a bunch of open hip stuff. If you're holding onto the feet, slowly release. Bring the feet down, uncross the legs. Let's take the other side. Left foot crosses over the right knee. Flex the foot. Again, see the difference between the sides. Gently press the left knee away, press the left hip away. Maybe you lift the right foot and bring the legs in a little closer. Flexing through the left foot, relaxing the right foot. Relax the shoulders, relax the head and neck. For some of us, we really need to like lift ourselves up to be able to reach the leg here. So give yourself some space. You could hold on to the fabric of the front of the thigh instead, so that you can really keep the shoulders down and the head in a neutral position rather than letting the head roll back. Slow breath. Bring the right foot down, cross the left knee on top of the right knee. So now we're really, really crossed here. The thighs are stacked. Maybe pull the legs in. And again, maybe you just ate. Maybe this is going to feel comfortable right now. So take it at your own pace. You can still get the benefits of the pose without smushing your breakfast out of you. If your legs are close, maybe you can reach your right hand towards your left foot. Maybe you could even reach your left hand towards your right foot. Sides are different. Be gentle. If you can't quite reach, don't force it. Maybe you lift the feet so that they're closer to the head than the hips, and your knees are at about a 90-degree bend. Relax the face. Relax the shoulders. This is one of those poses where we're doing more, we have to do more effort to relax than we have to do the effort to engage. So see if you can find more places where you can let go. Last breath. Release the feet if you're holding on. Slowly bring the legs down to the floor. Unwind the cross. Straighten both legs. Tuck the shoulders underneath you. Final shape here. If you have something that you want to take to help you feel more complete, you can. Otherwise, reach the arms overhead in line with the ears and hold opposite elbows so you can get really long through the spine. We just did a bunch of compression, so this might help you allow yourself to stay open in the front chest. If your elbows don't quite reach the floor, you can always bring that pillow or a blanket or some blocks underneath so that the elbows can rest on something. You could also do this if you're close to the wall. I could scoop myself so that the crown of my head is on the wall, and that way my arms can rest on the wall. If you are doing something else, make sure you even out both sides. If you're using your arms above your head, switch the grip of your of your arms. You know what I'm saying. Wherever you are, relax the belly. Relax the face. Let your exhales be deep and complete. Once you've evened out both sides, start to make your way towards your final resting pose, Shavasana. As always, feel free to add some socks or a sweater. To use props, you can use a pillow under the knees. You can always bend the knees and plant the feet. If you're close to a wall, you can bring your hips to the wall and then bring your legs up the wall. And this can be really nice, especially at a busy time of year. What can be really nice is if you're at home and you have a sandbag or something heavy and somebody to help you, you can put something heavy on the feet. In an ideal world, again, a sandbag, so that your legs can really be heavy. Take any little adjustments that would make you feel more comfortable. Maybe you sigh out your next breath and release the jaw. Give yourself permission to do nothing. Relax, release, and let go. Shavasana. Let your next inhale be a little deeper, and as you exhale, surrender completely. Stay as long as you like. When you're ready, gently open the eyes. Bring the hands to the belly. One at a time, bend the knees. And eventually roll onto your right side. Keep the head really heavy. Eventually use your hands to press yourself up to a comfortable seat with your head the last thing to lift. As you come to your seat, as always, sitting up on something if you like, maybe sitting with your back against the wall. If you did palms up at the beginning of class, do palms down, vice versa. Lift the chest, close the eyes, take a moment. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank your body for working for you. Gratitude for the practice and its lineage and all the benefits it brings on and off the mat. We'll close with 3 breaths. You're welcome to join me or just listen and be still. Let your exhale be deep and complete. And inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for coming. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Oops.
Merry Christmas, Amanda.